Sit, Sparky, sit. Good dog.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka Uncle Luke Skywalker. Yes, that is a Two Live Crew reference. With my co-hosts.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Darth Delicious.
There we go.
That might be my permanent nickname now.
Hey, stick with it. Go for it. We need more consistency on this show anyway. So yeah, and we're back with another episode. And yeah, let's want to say this episode is brought to you by Honeycomb Cereals. We are not doing this bullshit for Black History Month. Just want you to know. So yeah. Also, Eli, before we get to the stuff, I mean, was there an event that happened last night or this morning? Or
I believe there was some sort of sporting contest.
Some foosball. So okay. I think some foosball happened today. So yeah, I didn't really keep up with it, but according to my social media, apparently Tom Brady won. Like I said, Tom Brady is inevitable. So yeah, he's just gonna collect them like Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, it's just like on both hands. So I don't know. I'm just glad this shit's over with. To be honest with you. Let's move on.
I stopped caring. You know, I watched. You know, I watch my local teams play. You know, and once they stop, then I don't give a shit. So I didn't care who was in this, and I sure as hell wasn't gonna like watch the game and here's a tomahawk chop shit. So fuck that.
So I just want to let everybody know that if your team didn't make it, it's because the other team cheated. We all know that. So. And move forward. Okay, now let's get into the bad shit. So not bad, well, yeah, bad. So I'm gonna let you go with this, Eli, because you sent this link, sent this to me. So,
yes,
I don't know him. And actually, we got a stack. We got a list.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who passed.
There was a lot. So yeah, so I'm gonna let you go ahead with that. So.
Rest in peace, Christopher Plummer, another actor who's been in a bunch of shit that we've known. He was in a Star Trek movie, I believe.
Was it Star Wars? No, that was Von Sydow.
That was Max von Sydow.
That guy, yeah.
He was in most famously in A Sound of Music as the Von Strucker.
I fucked you up, my fault.
Von Traps, you know. But yeah, he's been in a lot of movies. He was in Knives Out, which was really good. That came out like last year or a year or two ago.
Was Knives Out the Daniel Craig movie? Chris Evans movie? Okay.
Yeah, he was the patriarch, the author. He played in that.
He died.
He was the guy that died. Yeah.
Okay. We're not spoiling anything. Spoiler alert: he dies in the first 15 seconds. Of the
movie,
they're
trying to solve how he died.
Yeah.
Yes, that's. But
also,
yeah,
go watch it. But
yeah, it's a great flick. But yeah, you know, rest in peace, Christopher Plummer. A lot of cool shit he did. Yeah. Who else we got? We got a list.
Oh, we got a list. Before we go there, I just want to say Christopher Plummer, before he passed, he was pretty much just whatever Kevin Spacey was in. They just replaced him with him. So,
that's right. That's right. I forget what was that movie that he replaced him.
Remember? All I know is that 2 weeks when he hadn't even started filming yet, and they nominated him for the Oscar, just as a fuck you to Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Shit,
man.
I forgot. I gotta share out the link. Let me share out the link.
Okay. You still gotta go. I tell you what. You keep going. I'll go next.
Okay.
We'll tag team this. We'll tag team.
Okay.
So, because I think this is more my wheelhouse than yours anyway. All right. So, rest in peace to Dustin Diamond. AKA Screech. Like I said, Eli, I know this wasn't your thing, you know, but this
actually, no, I wasn't. I never really watched Saved by the Bell, but was he in a band or something? I used to work at a club, and he played the club. He was there. I like seen him. I didn't say hi to him, but I heard some shit too.
So you seen?
I heard he was up to some shady shit. I'm not gonna confirm it because
we're not gonna confirm it.
I've seen. I like didn't. I didn't say hi to him and shit, but he was in the bar with us.
Okay.
I wasn't hanging with him. I was just working that night. But I think he had a band. I think that's why he was there. It's been a while. But yeah. But then I heard some shit. I heard he was doing some things.
Well, that's what I was gonna talk about. Because here's the thing: he's the youngest member of the Saved by the Bell, cast and stuff like that. But he's the first one to pass. But like I said, just like what you said and what I've heard that Dustin Diamond lived a hard life. He was whatever he was into.
That's what I hear. Yeah,
that's what we heard. Like I said, you hear rumors, you hear things.
He was into some shit. That's what I heard.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And a matter of fact, it got
to a point. He was.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is that we don't know what he was into, but we know he had a hard life. Matter of fact, we kept hearing rumors about him dying almost like once a year. So that's why I was just like, and that's why when I was on the post and I said it, people looking at me like an asshole, just like, oh, is it real this time? Or is just how many times are you gonna kill this guy? I'm like, no, it's for real this time. So I didn't mean to say that like that, so I apologize. But yeah, I mean, you keep hearing stuff about Screech is dead, but now it finally happened. So yeah, man, rest in peace.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, some of my coworkers did not have nice things to say about him. I'll just say that.
So they know more things about him than I guess we do. Like they have an inside track on him, or
yeah, like I said, I was just working that night. I didn't hang with him. So.
Oh, so a little not just speed, but that's fine. But yeah, so next, what else we got? Oh, before we go, let's see what we got. 616 man is in the house. Holy shit, he'll be missed. He was always cast as Magneto. What? I can see it. He's talking about not Screech, Christopher Plummer.
Oh, Christopher.
Yeah. You Homo sapiens and your guns. No, I can't see Screech doing that. But yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Yeah, I heard Saved by the Bell guy was canceled a while ago. He was in some shit. Like I said, we're not gonna go there. You are free to Google. You are free to look up all his stuff. But yeah, like I said, he was not in any of the reunion shows. I'm pretty sure for a reason. So yeah. What else we got here? I guess this was. Now you gotta fill me on this one, Eli.
That's right. Yeah, Hal Holbrook. Yeah, Hal Holbrook, another great actor who passed away this week. He was like in a Dirty Harry movies and stuff like that. But I know him. Horror fans know him from The Fog and Creepshow, one of my favorites.
Was that your number one comic book movie of all time, or number two?
One of them, yeah. I count that as a comic book movie.
It counts. It counts.
Yeah, but yeah, he was in that, one of my favorite flicks, and arguably the best segment of Creepshow, which was The Crate.
So what was like an anthology movie?
Yeah, it's like it's like 5 different horror stories, but told in comic book form. Well, yeah, if you watch the movie, there's actual comic panel transitions and stuff. They take the look of comic books and apply it to the movie. So, yeah, check it out. It's a fun ride. I know horror's not your thing, but Creepshow is actually a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay.
And Hal Holbrook was in it. And yeah, his segment, The Crate. I waffle between that one and the Roaches one was just really gross. But yeah, The Crate is probably my favorite story of that movie. So rest in peace to Hal Holbrook.
Nice.
Anybody else?
Yeah, shit. Yeah, I know. It was like it got out of hand this week. Let me see. Did that one. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. So now let's get to the good stuff. So, like I said, now we're gonna spice it back up again. So, yeah, now we're gonna go to nope, not that. Nope, not that.
Oh,
that. No,
okay.
We'll get to that. But let's get to the good shit right now. Let's go ahead and get to WandaVision. Like I said, they called this a very special episode of this one. A lot of stuff happened this Eli. A lot of times people complain about this show has been slow and this and that, stuff like that. No, a lot of stuff happened in this one. So,
yeah, I'm. This was great. I'm digging the show. I've been digging it from the get-go. I think it's one of maybe the best shit the MCU's been ever done. That's what I'm.
It's up there. It's definitely up there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it the tip top of what they did? But it's definitely in the higher tier of anything they've done. I definitely say that. So,
yeah.
Because it's crazy. I mean, me personally, I'm getting engaged into the plot. This is the plot. So yeah. So And just everything they're doing. Just let's just break down the show. Like I said, if anybody's seen the show, I do want to let you know because I think we got in trouble last week. So spoilers. We're going to go balls deep in spoilers in this one. Like I said, just even the beginning of it, just when we talked about like the whole family ties, family matters, Full House intro, just stuff they were saying like make it up as we go along.
Even the set. Yeah. The set looked like right out of Family Ties. The stairway was in the same place. It looked just like the Family Ties set. Yeah.
Or even your remember Sparky?
Oh yeah.
Now, for a lot of people that don't know, Sparky might have been just a thing that just popped up with like that. No, Sparky is a big deal in the comics. Sparky was actually in the Vision run where he was a regular dog that died and came back as a robot cyborg dog or whatever. So
yeah, he discovered the Grim Reaper's body.
Yes, he dug it up. Yeah, that he did dig. Like I said, weird shit to widow with that. So hold on, let me see before we get into that. What else we got? Yeah. That's what I was about to. You know what? I'm gonna just jump into that. That honestly, that was my favorite part of the show because just that fight right here. That's the most awesome power you could probably have with anybody. If you just want to cut off an argument, just start rolling credits, cut the show off.
The show is over.
Right.
Yeah.
So it confused me when I watched. I was like, "Wait, is it over?" And then Vision was like, "No, fuck that. We're gonna keep arguing stuff like that." And then it got like really heated. That's the thing about it. Like, Vision started pointing, and I was just like, if they fight. Is it technically domestic violence? I'm just wondering,
It's fucking like world-ending violence.
Right, because they the most powerful Avengers.
Those motherfuckers would fuck this place up. Well, that's what's cool, because that was the reference to the Vision comic. Because remember when he was remember in that comic when Vision started fucking, all that shit started happening in the comic, it was Wanda who was like, yeah, Vision, we got to rein Vision in because he's like a world breaker. He could,
right?
But he could fuck the world up.
Same thing in House of M also. Basically saying how strong.
Same thing with her. She could totally ruin everything.
That's how the whole thing started. The Avengers and the X-Men were just like, you know what? Maybe we should just kill her. She's too fucking powerful.
Yeah, Wanda ruins everything. There's your next show episode.
Right.
Her next show. Her next sitcom.
Right. Everybody hates Wanda. That's probably, they probably just predicted the next episode 6. Even this scene right here, this scene was fucking awesome when she just came out there and was just talking shit to all the guys and stuff. Especially like that asshole dude, the director, whatever. Like everybody was saying that she's Thanos level. She could have killed Thanos by herself. This ass would be like, I'm a shooter. Like, really? Yo, dumbass. Like, and then the way she stared at me, I wish I had the other picture of it, but the way she was looking right here reminded me exactly like Magneto was looking like in the X-Men movie. You Homo sapiens and your guns, all this shit like that. So, man, I was like, and I think they did that on purpose. They wanted you to get that vibe of Magneto.
Oh, yeah.
So, because, like I said, Daddy's coming. Tom King is getting a lot of royalties.
Oh, yeah.
Tom King's in the credits.
Speaking of which, that Vision run is now available on Comixology for free. You can download.
Not the whole thing.
But but it'll get you, dip your foot in and get a feel for it and feel for what the show, where the show came from,
And that's the bullshit that gets on my nerves, man, with Comixology. Because they'll give you some of it, but won't give you the whole thing. Because they want you to keep, buying this shit. I'm like, damn, man, I paid for some of it. Give it to me. I don't know. That's how they rip you off. But yeah. What else we got on there? Like I said, we talk about that. We got to talk about the big boy. We got to talk about the big one. This is a spoiler. Now, I want to say this. I know there's a lot of people that say they predict stuff on TV shows and they know everything that's going to happen. There is no way you predicted this. I don't give a fuck who you are. We read this shit all the time. I don't think Eli, don't tell me you predicted this.
I did. Did you? You said you knew everything about this show a couple weeks ago.
I did not know that was going to happen. Now, I will say this. Because he was on the IMD page. IMD, whatever that is. He was on that page. But you can't go by that because any random asshole can just put stuff on there. Like Wikipedia, IMDb, anybody put stuff on there. So you got to take that stuff with a grain of salt. But his name was on there. So I was like, maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know, But when he found shit out, like, oh shit, because that's a big fucking deal. you know.
Yeah.
And then I just realized how crazy I sound because I tried to explain that ending to somebody that asked me, and I realized how dumb I sound. I guess how we sound to other people. I was like, well, that's her brother, but it's not her brother, but it is her brother. You know, they're like, okay, you know. And I do want to say one thing, because I think there was some confusion with the line. You know, Darcy said that they recast Pedro. This is not a recast. This is Peter from the X-Men movies. This is him. Because you can tell the way he's acting. He wasn't acting like the other guy. You know, he wasn't acting like Adam Taylor Johnson, whatever the fuck the guy's name was. He was acting exactly like the X-Men. As a matter of fact, he didn't recognize Vision. That's the main giveaway. He was like, who's the popsicle? Because the other one met Vision, so he knows who Vision is. But this one's just like, I don't know who it is. You know.
So do you think it's actually him, or is it?
No, it's him.
All the theaters, Mephisto or disguising or some shit.
No, it's him. It's him, because let's say if it was Mephisto, and I heard that theory before. If it was Mephisto, then Mephisto would at least pretended like he knew who Vision was. This guy don't know. You know, so that's him. I'm not saying Mephisto's not doing some behind the scenes shit, but that's him. That's the X-Men that we know. He's not from Sokovia. He has no fake accent, anything like that. He is a mutant. He was born with his powers. He has nothing to do with Hydra. He didn't know anything about him. We'll find all that stuff when the next episode comes on. So, yeah, some big stuff.
Yeah. Well, it blew open the multiverse. I mean, everyone's saying, "Ooh, what does this mean?" Blah blah blah. It's the multiverse, motherfuckers.
They already said it.
Yeah,
X-Men canon soft reboot MCU. So here's the thing: what they're gonna do with that? What I think.
I know. I said if Fox movies are canon, everyone got mad.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you can't. They're not even canon to themselves. They'll erase their own shit. So
this is how they're getting Deadpool. This is how Deadpool is gonna happen. That's all it is. They're setting up Deadpool.
Deadpool is already set up. Ryan Reynolds already writing shit. He's just gonna show up. They're not gonna explain shit. Deadpool is just gonna show. He's just gonna hey, I'm in the MCU. Okay, and everybody's gonna accept it. Nobody's gonna care. But my thing, how they're gonna accept it, I think they are going to cherry pick. I do think that Evan Peters is going to be the Quicksilver if they continue on with these Quicksilvers. That's gonna be him. The other guy is just gonna be whatever. They ain't bringing back some of them other people. All the Cyclops and the Storms and the Jean Greys, fuck them. They gone. You know, they're gonna cherry pick who they want. They may bring back Professor X. They may bring back Magneto. I don't think they'll get those guys back.
Yeah, Fassbender. You know, Fassbender's Magneto is like the best thing out of that shit.
And here's the thing: you can tell Fassbender was done with those X-Men movies. He's like, oh, just get me out this shit. I'm done. But if he's over with Marvel, they may convince him to talk about, because I can picture him being Wanda's dad. I can see a resemblance, a little bit. You know? So that's my thing. But here's the thing, Eli. And I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna get off this. I think us nerds, I think we're missing the forest for the trees for the show. I think we're so focused on the lore and how it matches up to West Coast Avengers number 35 in 1987 or whatever like that, and how it matches up to, you know, Tom King's runs like that and all stuff like that. I think we're so caught up into what we think the future is going to go. We're missing what's actually happening right now. Like I said, this is a great show with great writing, great special effects. And like you said, this is the best thing that Marvel's ever done. Like, honestly, I think if they don't win any kind of awards for this, they are just getting robbed.
Well, not even just the comic stuff. It's just thematically, it's just great. And like we're dealing with grief, with trauma and how to deal with grief. And and this came to a head, like, you know, when the dog died, and the kids are like, you know, wish can't you bring the dog back to life? And she tells them, no, you have to move on. It's like, what's she saying?
But that's what parents do. Do what I say, not as I do. Right.
Yeah. It's like she's the one who's not moving on. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there was so much cool shit happening. And and then Darcy and what's his name? Watching the show. Yeah, I mean, it was
Okay, they pretty much commentating. Same thing we are. And they're clearing up things that we thought was happening. Because in my mind, I was thinking, like, one of my theories was that Wanda was just putting everybody in hallucinations. Like, nothing was real. She was just making them think it was real. But when they went to there and saying that she's manipulating reality and changing the Kevlar and the bell-bottom pants like that, like, oh, okay. Yeah. This is not what I thought it was. You know?
Yeah. And like everybody, this is affecting, like, it's not just, you know, because depression doesn't just affect the person that has it. It affects everybody around them. So yeah, she's in there holding all these people prisoners, like warping their aura. She's affecting everybody else. It isn't just her,
Right.
So that was really cool. Like, yeah, it goes deep. It goes deep thematically.
And that's the thing. Like, I think people that don't read the comics are probably enjoying this show more than we are. Well, not us, because I think we can detach. We learn how to separate ourselves from that. But people that are so in, like, for instance, like when Monica Rambeau throws out, oh, I know an astrophysicist that can do blah 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 blah. Like a normal person would just be like, whatever, I'm just going on with the show. But us assholes are just gonna just kind of like theorize, just focus on that one thing for a long time that may not even materialize to be anything.
Yeah.
And they get mad when they don't. Like they never promised us it was gonna be anything. Just enjoy the show for what it is. Stop worrying about lore and all this.
Yeah, is Magneto showing up and all this shit?
Right,
like,
and then you're pissed when Magneto don't show up. Theories about
Back Vision, who also brought back real Jarvis as well, and him as Grim Reaper, because Vision is based on Jarvis' brain pattern. MCU.
Yeah, let's go with it. All right, cool.
Could be. Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but still, this is
this was the best. And I'm gonna tell you what I thought about WandaVision for a second, because I know a lot of people saying like the first few episodes suck like that. Now, Eli, me personally, I like the first episodes, but I understood why people didn't like those episodes.
Yeah.
I thought WandaVision, the way it was shaping up, like, okay, it's gonna be this one of these weird, quirky shows people not gonna like, but I'm gonna have to defend it like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I still say it's a good show. Everybody else hates it. I don't care. So I'm thinking WandaVision is gonna be put in that category. I'm like, okay, cool, I can enjoy it. But no, it's getting to be like a really, really good show. Like,
I think last episode where they connected, oh, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. Yes, all the shit from Endgame, all the shit that you liked, that still happened. Mm-hmm. But this is what's happened. And now you're getting to understand who these characters are and what they can do. Right. And I think that's where people are, because I like I said, I loved it from the get-go.
Right.
But yeah, we're those, dumbasses who are, who know all this shit that nobody else does and doesn't give a fuck about.
Right. I think we've learned not to obsess over that shit. Like, we know it, but we're not going to obsess over it,
Yeah. Yeah. My days of wearing my nerd hat proudly are done. I'm like, no one gives a shit.
No one really does, man.
No one cares about this shit.
I'm glad you read West Coast Avengers number 85. No one gives a fuck,
No one cares. Yeah. My kid, like, once my kid, he stopped watching these movies like fucking 5 years ago. He don't care. Right. I had to drag him to Endgame, and even that was like he sat there the whole time like unimpressed.
Man. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. So yeah, WandaVision. What do we got next? Eli, I'm gonna let you take over for a second, because I think this is
okay.
Yeah, what am I? What? I'm gonna throw you a softball first.
Okay.
And then we're gonna get to the other shit. So tell me.
Oh.
Yeah. Tell me what we got here.
Okay, so it was announced. This just popped up on native Twitter or native internet sites. Years ago, it's been a while now. Shit, maybe about a decade. So the Navajo Nation, they dubbed Star Wars into the Navajo language some years back, and they actually had a theatrical run, a premiere and all that stuff. It was actually licensed by Lucasfilms. They gave them permission to dub Star Wars: A New Hope into the Navajo language as sort of an educational tool to preserve the Navajo language.
Nice.
The Navajo language was also one of the, the Navajo code talkers, they helped win World War II. So this happened a while ago, but now it was just announced that Disney Plus will put the Navajo Star Wars version on Disney Plus, which I think is pretty cool, and this opens up the floodgates. I'm not a fluent speaker in my Dakota language, but I know people who do. And I know one of my friends is a Dakota, like fluent Dakota, and he's a huge Star Wars fan. I even said, yo, man, you got to start dubbing, Star Wars in Dakota, and all the tribes can do this as an educational, as a way to preserve the language, because languages are dying. I'm not fluent in it. I know bits and pieces. But yeah, it's just a way to preserve language, and it'll get kids to want to learn the language,
Okay. My only thing is, how do you translate Star Wars? Because it's so much made up language in Star Wars.
Yes.
Like, how does that even That's why China hates these movies. Because
No.
they can't understand what the fuck they're saying.
No, that's a good question, because there are words that aren't in indigenous languages that they have to make up. For instance, I'm Dakota. That's my tribe. We do our language is, they call it the D dialect. That means we say the D's are our as our dialect, but Lakota, they say L's. So for instance, Coda, which means friend in Dakota, C or Koda, that's how we say it. But out west in South Dakota, they say cola. It's the same thing. It means friend, but they used an L. And shout out to Neil McKay, the guy I know who teaches Dakota language. He actually did a Star Wars in Dakota skit some years back that I actually saw, and he called Luke Duke, which made us all laugh because it was
right.
It was a joke to us.
This
is Duke Skywalker, and we all us Dakota laugh because it's the D dialect, not the L dialect.
Right.
It was an inside joke.
That makes it different because I've heard that you're fluent in another language if you can understand a joke in another language. That's when you're fluent.
Yeah.
So, it makes sense.
So Duke Skywalker is Luke Skywalker in Dakota. I just think it's cool. I think it's a way to preserve our culture, preserve our languages, and like I said, starting with the Navajo language or Dene, what they call themselves. It just opens the floodgates. Other tribes could do this too and preserve their language as well, and get the kids interested and learning their language and bring back the language.
I mean, we know how to we know Star Wars like word for word. Like we can quote the movie word for word. So if we watch the movie, like I know we watch the movie in any other language, we can probably pick it up faster than anything else.
Yeah,
I might try that myself. Because all those DVD movies and Blu-rays, they have other languages on these movies. Just like you watch anime in the original language, you do it with this too.
Yeah. I know. How do you say bitch in Japanese? Kosa something. It means shit woman or something.
Yeah, no. Kosa means damn. I remember that because Goku always Kosa. Kuso. That's what he says. Yeah, that's yeah. I had a German friend used to teach me German curse words in school. Like he used to get scheiß and cough all the time.
Scheiße. Yeah, I heard.
Oh man, what we got? More audiences.
More audiences.
Like I said, it's an awesome thing. 616, man. So, all right. So Eli, like I said, I set you up for a softball. Now we're gonna get into the shit.
The shit.
I want to see if I want to get you
the
into
do.
Do I want to get you deep into the shit or a little bit of the shit? Let's just throw you into the shit. Yeah, I'm gonna throw you into the shit. Let's see. All right, here we go.
Oh crap! I thought we were talking about this because you're the one who read death metal, right?
Yeah, I didn't like death metal.
Okay, I didn't read death metal either. But okay. I just threw this. I threw this on the list just to see if. Okay, so basically, DC Comics are putting out variant covers for Dark Knight's death metal, but with like actual metal bands, Megadeth, Ghost, and OZZY, and some other bands. I think Sepultura's on there.
Wait. Okay. So you saying is this for the death metal thing?
Yeah.
So are they making a death metal soundtrack?
No. It's a variant cover. It's like variant covers. They're making covers with, using the metal album art or something. There's going to be like an Ozzy Osbourne death metal cover for like the comics for whatever. I don't know. Is death metal still going on?
No, it's done. No, we're in the future now.
Okay, yeah, we're in future state, but
yeah.
I didn't read death metal because I didn't give a shit, and none of this.
For like a split second, you got me excited about this.
But none of these bands are death metal, anyways. I mean, the closest is maybe Sepultura, and they haven't been like metal for like. Well, they used to be a thrash metal band back in the '80s. Now they're like new metal. You might like them now. You like groovy stuff, right?
It depends.
You probably won't like the vocals, though. I mean, that's the thing. But yeah, I just thought, I didn't read the death metal series, so I didn't really give a shit. But
because they never gave us a soundtrack. They did it
well,
for Dark.
they had a video.
That video fucking sucked, man.
That video with fucking Marilyn Manson. Segue?
Segue. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna get into the shit. Knee deep into the shit. Balls deep into it. Okay.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm not gonna check out. I'm gonna listen to what's going on, but I have nothing to add here. But what do we got?
Okay. Well, Marilyn Manson has been accused of sexual abuse by a bunch of women now. And so he's being canceled. People are like, his record label dropped him. His manager quit. A bunch of his band members are quitting. Creepshow, the show on Shudder has been on Shudder for a while. They had a segment with him. They dropped that. That's no longer happening. So everyone's walking away from Marilyn Manson because he's a scumbag. And I'm glad that after 25 years, people are realizing that Marilyn Manson sucks now. Because Are you saying music wise or just everything?
Everything?
I've never liked Marilyn Manson. I've never been a fan. I've actually couldn't stand him.
My thing is, I thought he was a big thing in the 90s, and then I thought he just faded away. I didn't know he was like still a thing.
He's been popping up in movies now. Wasn't he in
somewhere?
Wasn't he in like Sons of Anarchy or some shit? He was like a character on Sons of Anarchy. He's been doing shit, like doing movies.
Stephen King was on there. I remember that. But
he's been expanding out. But yeah, I've never been a fan, and I'm not saying that just to be edgy. I saw him open for Danzig and Korn before he got big, and I thought he sucked then. I was just not a fan of like the industrial metal back of the 90s. I wasn't a fan of that electronic-y, techno-y metal shit that came out there. I listened to Nine Inch Nails and Ministry but I was on drugs. I was doing a lot of drugs back then. I saw Ministry on acid. It was awesome. But I wasn't a big fan of that style of music. And that's what Marilyn Manson was. So I just didn't like his shit. But then he got huge and got annoying, and I just couldn't stand it.
It almost feels like the whatever machine can make anybody famous, they made him famous.
And he capitalized on him. That was my main thing. It was all about image and not like substance. It was all about how he looked, and he was preaching all the satanic shit to push all the buttons. And he, as a metalhead who came up in the 80s, I was a defender of metal. I couldn't. It got such flack back then. I mean, back in the 80s, all the religious groups and Geraldo, they're all saying metal was for scumbags. They were for junkies. They were devil worshiping, idiots and all this shit. And as a kid who loved this, I couldn't understand that this thing that I loved was getting so much crap. Iron Maiden was teaching me about world history. Hardcore punk and thrash metal we're singing about politics and social issues. Like, this is not this scapegoat crap, lowbrow art that you think it is. It's actually, very empowering and relevant. And I've been a defender of metal ever since. And I just felt, here comes this Marilyn Manson asshole, Satan and all this shit. And he set metal back like 20 years. I was like, fuck this guy.
Right. Basically what it was, the record labels learned how to make it mainstream, and they found a face to do it. That's what it. That's what it said. Like I said, I don't know anything about Marilyn Manson. The only thing I've even heard from him was that shit he did for that death metal, DC death metal shit. That's it. That's the only thing I heard.
And that wasn't death metal. That was.
It's whatever it was. It sucked. So
it was Marilyn Manson. Yeah, it's Marilyn Manson. I was not a fan. I knew a lot of people
listen to metal, but I'm like, I want more metal than this metal.
I know, and I'm not shitting on anybody who got into metal through Marilyn Manson. They used him as a stepping stone as a gateway to metal.
Right.
And I'm not.
He crossed over. He crossed over. Like, is he the first death metal artist to cross over?
He's not death metal.
Okay, never mind. Okay. Is this cinema?
He was like shock theater. It was, like I said, it was all about the image. Like my niece was into him. I had to take, like, Slayer was there, so I didn't mind seeing Slayer, but then I had to sit through Marilyn Manson again. And But I know a lot of people, a lot of metalheads got into Marilyn Manson, and got into metal through Marilyn Manson. And I'm not, hey, I was listening to shitty bands before I did the cool shit that I like now. So yeah, everybody's got their gateway into whatever fandom, and I'm not shitting on that, but I've never been a fan of this guy, and now all these years later, it turns out that he's a scumbag, and now he can go away, and I'm like, cool.
That's awesome. Hey, are you gonna get a kick out of this, Eli? Well, you may or may not. Do you remember Army Hammer?
I do. I heard some shit about him.
Okay,
lately.
so he's canceled also.
I heard some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not exactly what, but I heard some shit.
It's some shit. It's some 2020 shit. You got to step your game up in 2020 nowadays. So yeah. So those who don't know who Army Hammer is, he's basically the white guy that's the default character on every video game before you make your character on Grand Theft Auto. That's him. So
he wasn't he Batman almost in
Yeah. Okay. So he was almost Batman.
Almost Batman. And George Miller, yes, the George Miller.
And the thing was,
Justice
the movie
that
was
never
done.
happened.
The movie was done. They was about to make it. He was about to be Batman, but the reason he didn't make it because it was around that time in 2008. It was like a writer's strike, so they had to cancel the movie. But they said the movie was about to be done. Like they got fitted for costumes and everything. But he was never Batman, so whatever. That's neither here nor there. Here's the crazy shit why he's canceled. Hold on before I get to it, because this is a doozy. I bet you 616 man though.
What the fuck? He's still a thing back in Vegas.
Oh,
he's talking about Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson, yeah.
He was the reason why kids, like, if you wore all black, you got scapegoated. Like, you couldn't wear black in school, and
so
they
he
thought
was like Mortal Kombat. He's the reason everybody's shooting each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, yeah. He was like, because the Columbine shooters were Marilyn Manson fans, so they try to blame what they did on him and the music and video game and all that shit. Like I said, he set back metal like 20 years.
Yeah, they do the same thing. Like anytime a school shooter, what video game did they play? They play fucking Madden. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Army Hammer. Yes, that's what I was trying to get to.
What? A cannibal?
Yes. They said this some 2021 shit. You got to step your game up, Eli.
Okay, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently he has been sending text messages to just random chicks, or I don't know, some chicks that he was liking, and he was basically saying that I will eat your toes, I will break your arms and eat you. I didn't tell you this before, but like dead animals, I was eating their heart while they was alive. I am a cannibal, and they were like, wait, what?
Was this some kind of kink, or is he serious, or what?
I don't know. All I know is that just like Marilyn Manson, like everybody dropped him after this shit too. He had movies with like J-Lo. She canceled and put him in with another random default character white guy. Who is that white dude from Transformers in the first one?
Shia LaBeouf?
Not Shia LaBeouf, the army one.
Oh, I don't remember, man.
Whatever, that guy. They replaced it with that. They're interchangeable. You put them side by side, you know the difference anyway. That may be racist. I'm not going to say that. But the point is, they dropped him for everything. His management team dropped him. He's done because they think he eats people. So is it true? I don't know. But I heard it. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. So that's what I was saying, Eli, that Lone Ranger movie, you're going to like it now because everybody in that movie is canceled. I
still have never seen the Lone Ranger.
I've never seen it either, but now you don't have to. Johnny
I don't
Depp
have
is canceled. Army Hammer eats people. He's canceled. We're done. So we don't ever have to talk about that movie again. The only way that movie could be better if it was produced by the Weinstein Company and the soundtrack done by R. Kelly. That's it. It'd be the perfect storm movie.
I didn't mean like really eat. I meant suck. Like fellatio.
Like eat the booty or something like that. Like no, he wants to
like he's like grab a fork and knife and actually eat.
Right. Like he can at least misinterpret or something like that. Like no, I didn't mean it like that. Like he never said anything. He just let him just drop it. Like so, I'm thinking like, damn, maybe he does eat people. I'm saying like Eli, if somebody says you eat somebody, the first thing you would do is come out and say, no, I don't eat people. Before you get.
Well, I definitely wouldn't text about it.
Right. Oh man. So anyway, let's move past that. Let's go to the video game section real quick. We're just gonna hop into something real quick. All I want to do is just say, in my opinion, the best sports game out, MLB The Show 2021, will be on Xbox also. I am pissed because it's not also going to be on PC. But hey, you got to pick your battles. Lone Ranger canceled in the West. Oh yeah, nobody talks about that fucking movie anymore. So that's it. What else? NCAA is also coming back, so that is a thing. The players still won't get paid for it, so I don't know.
Are there going to be crowds in the stadiums on these games or no?
No, it's going to be the Corona edition, the COVID edition.
Like a bunch of cardboard cutouts and shit.
They already look like cardboard cutouts. That's the thing. Like when I watch NBA games, they look like the NBA 2K crowd already. You know. Shoot. And last but not least, in video games section, Alana Pierce did remember the big titty vampire we talking about? So she did a cosplay of it.
Who's Alana Pierce now?
She is like a video game reviewer that used to work for IGN or like that. I'm like, damn. Okay. So now that she's done it, yeah, whatever. So I'm like, Eli, the cosplay.
It has begun.
It has begun. That's what we were waiting for. Oh man, let's move on to the next part. Can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. So like I said, this is the comic book bullies where we talk about the comic books. And the first thing we're gonna do, I guess I'll go first. You want to go first, Eli? How you want to rock this?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We can do.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is, did you read? I know the answer to this, but did you read Future State Batman?
Oh yeah.
You did?
I did. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. I'll do it because I don't have that many books anyway.
I figured you were gonna do it. That's because I read a bunch of shit and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Let me knock out the main shit. Now, once we get past Black Batman, we go back to White Batman. I'm giving it back to you. Oh man. So basically how the book starts off, like I said, last time we left off is that Batman was saving these two, not criminals, but these two grieving parents that beat the shit out of the person that
vigilante. They were vigilantes,
If you want to call them that, they're vigilantes.
Well, didn't they kill that dude?
Oh, they beat the shit out of him. Yeah, they turned to do it in a hamburger. What they said. Yeah, so that's what they did with that. And basically, it was just like, so basically they're captured and cornered by the magistrate. I forgot what their names are already. So they're captured by the magistrate, and Batman is trying to get loose from these guys, and he's got, like, I got my hands up, don't shoot. They're like, we don't give a fuck. We're going to shoot you anyway. So what thing he does, he got all these gadgets and stuff. He got EMP bombs. He's got smoke bombs. He's got tasers, everything like that. And then the main guy, what's his name? Steen or something like that.
Stans,
yeah. Just beat the shit out of him. Trying to see what we got right there. Yeah, he just goes to work on Stans, just like boom. Just give him hands, give him work. Boom, boom, boom. Hands and feet. We don't know, and they started to get a little bit more detail about that. This Batman does know some shit and did have training doing something, but we don't explain it. He takes out. Oh, they take out his bike and shit like that. But anyway, he takes him to a safe house.
Oh, you forgot he takes out a drone with a rock. So obviously this guy don't have Bruce Wayne money. Like, he doesn't have a batarang. He picks up a rock and throws it at a drone.
Right. Well, see, right, because what we're learning is that even though he's Lucius Fox's son, Lucius Fox is putting all his money into these drones. So that's why he don't have. But he's got shit. Because like I said, he had gas bombs and I don't know. So he's getting some kind of money. He ain't broke. He ain't like us out there fighting crime like that, But he ain't Bruce Wayne either. But yeah, he taking out a rock to fuck up a drone.
He's not as tech savvy. Yeah,
not as tech savvy. He got a little shit, but he don't depend on it too much. And then he running out there like Batman and Robin. Child beaters, beat the fuck out of them. Anyway. And then we go to Peacekeeper 1. So know who Peacekeeper 1 is, but Peacekeeper 1 is supposed to be a bad dude. He's, chewing the fuck out of Stans because he let Batman get away. Next time you show a Batman, I want him in a body bag. I want you to wear his robe around here. They were like, well, what did you say? What did Stan say to you? Well, he took my old one out and ripped me a new one. I thought that was pretty funny. And then
I think it's funny how he's like, I'm the one I killed the real Batman when he really didn't, but still.
Right. Well, we don't know. We don't know because.
Well, he's still. What was it? That Dark Detective? He's not dead.
But here's the thing: the Dark Detective. If we follow the Future State timeline, because they don't know. Apparently, that was before this, and Batman's not around. So maybe they cut back over Batman.
He's not dead.
Maybe not, Maybe not, Anyway, Renee Montoya, she basically telling her detectives, even though I know what's going on with the police department, don't be seen with these guys, and Batman, because he got shot, I think in the last issue, he's telling them to take a flamethrower, like Rambo did.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah. and then they like sit it up, otherwise I'm gonna bleed out.
They
And
take
like,
a
where's all
road
the other
flare. Is that like a road flare?
right, and just stuck it into him like to burn it. It was like, but when they opened up, they saw like all these other scars. They're like, where do other scars come from?
Yeah, this like reminds me. This like he's more like Daredevil. I think like
Because he's
this
always
Batman.
getting fucked up.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
is
he's like Daredevil.
Because
Yeah.
Daredevil don't have all that shit either. Daredevil
Yeah.
like, boots to the ground, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're like, where all these other scars come from? He said that's from my old job where I used to get tortured all the time. So what was he, a spy or something? We don't know.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so Lucius Fox is alive. He's there. His wife and him, they don't get along. They arguing over, the drones and shit. And she's just like, damn, what did he say? He said something like, if you got a problem with my drones, that's your job to find a way around them, So they're not in, they're separated or not on good speaking terms, stuff like that. Then the sister is going to Luke Fox, and she's like, are you Batman? They're like, nah. Because if you're Batman, stop this shit, He's like, I'm not Batman. I don't know who Batman is. Leave me the fuck alone. Even though he's always training this shit. So, they always throwing that red hair. So why is Luke always training if he doing this shit? But then we go back to the other Batman. I'm gonna just skip to it. He calls them. He calls the police and tells them, because here's the thing. The reason he saved these people because the police were gonna shoot them on sight. And he was like, nah, y'all need due process. Y'all need to be tried. Because even though y'all killed that guy, y'all need deserve to be just shot without a jury, without, So I'm gonna call the police. They're gonna take you into custody. That way you won't get shot. He smashed the burner phone stuff like that while you seeing the dad in the back just granting up, bam. And the same spot that he was just got shot in, he keeps working that same spot. Sit your ass down. They're like, what the fuck you doing? He like, first off, I am not going to, and then smacked his wife. Like, what the fuck? It's crazy. He's like, I am not going back to jail. Fuck this. Matter of fact, if we call the police right now, if we tell them we killed Batman, they might just let us go. Because he's like, I'm not going to jail for killing that piece of shit that that molested our daughter. So I can't really blame him. And then the Duke story, I'm not gonna do the Duke story. It's cool. It was cool.
The Duke story. Oh yeah, he becomes a anime character.
I'm gonna show. Yeah, it did like it. I'm gonna just show the last page because the last page was kind of cool. This whole thing is like an anime thing though, because with Tana in it and stuff like that. But the coolest thing about it when Duke is like right outside, because that is like a Rurouni Ninjas something.
Rurouni Kenshin or
Shonen something. I don't know. We're not anime people, but anyway.
Inuyasha.
Whatever it is. Yeah. And so he's walking through the smoke. He's like, and they're like, keep going and we'll shoot. He was like, we'll shoot. And normally you think he would say, don't shoot. But he's like, nah, shoot. Because he's got a sword that's got black lightning in the sword. He just walk and he can just summon him anytime he wants to. Or he can stay in the sword and he got a black lightning electric sword. I like that. Pretty fucking cool. So.
Yeah, they should have just made this a new character and made a movie outside of DC.
They'll workshop this. They'll workshop this.
Yeah, this is like too cool to like have it like go. You know what I mean?
That's the end of the story. This is it.
Yeah, there's nothing gonna like. Are they? There's nothing. They're not gonna do anything with this.
I mean, yeah, but come on, you telling me a story about a black samurai that's got a black dude in a sword walking around just fucking up people,
full of lightning, electrify,
that would sell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should have just saved this and did something like do something with it. I mean, it kind of bums me out that that this is not going to go. It would be cool to make this something out of this guy.
They had a whole Outsiders run. Nobody read. Nobody gave a fuck about. If they did shit like this in that book, people would have picked the book up.
Yeah.
But they didn't do shit. So Future State is giving me a lot of anime vibe. It depends. There are some shit in there, but yeah. Shoot. It's your turn. What you got?
Oh, and then the Arkham Knights. I like the idea of this, but they're just cramming so much, like it's so wordy. Like they're cramming so much into, this 10 pages or whatever.
No, it's a full 20 pages. It's a full story. Yeah, it's a full story.
Yeah, it felt like they were cramming a lot though. It felt convoluted. Like they want to tell so much, but they don't have. This is like the last issue, right? So
the last issue, right, for that story. So they wrap
for that story. So, but I like this idea of like a Batman villain team.
Yeah, because it's basically like the Arkham Asylum burned down. The inmates and just formed a super team themselves to just run around just doing shit.
Yeah. But,
so,
All right. Well, should I get get the Star Wars shit out the way?
Yeah,
Because
go
it's
Star Wars shit. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'll do Star Wars.
Hell, that was the #1 selling book this week.
Yeah,
Like
I'll
you
do
said,
Star.
Let's get this shit out the way.
Yeah. I'll knock them both out because I read Star Wars High Republic #2, and then Star Wars High Republic Adventures #1 from IDW. So,
Wait, I did Star Wars books.
yeah, and I'm currently reading Light of the Jedi. I finally picked it up. I started reading it. This shit is all tied into this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so because Charles Soules wrote that, right?
Yeah, Charles Soule wrote the novel. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll start out with So High Republic #2, we have Skier, the Trandoshan Jedi, and his apprentice Keeves. Well, she's not an apprentice no more. She's a knight now. She graduated to be a knight on the last issue. So it's her first mission.
Okay.
And they pick up a distress signal. It's her, Master Skier, and these two twins. They're like telepathic twins, Jedi twins. They like read each other's minds and can feel each other's thoughts and shit. You know what I'm saying? So they pick up a distress signal. This is their first mission. They're a distress signal from a ship. They go there. Let me see if I can share this screen. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna pull up a screen because this was dope. You know, get it up there. Let's see. Share screen. This is really cool. Yeah, they go to the ship. Everybody's dead, and they find. Let's see. You see that?
Yeah. Here we go. Let's see.
So they find this dead Hutt, and all his followers all shot up and dead, and it turns out that there's the pirates. They're called the Nile. They're these pirates, and they're in the book too. They've robbed this shipment. This Hutt was transporting this plant that's part of Bacta. See, this is 200 years before, the Skywalker saga. So Bacta is just now being developed. Bacta is that medicine that's used in the Star Wars movies and shit. That's what Luke is floating in Empire Strikes Back when he gets back from the Wampa and shit. So Bacta is a new thing. It's a new medicine being developed, and the Hutt was transporting one of the ingredients. Obviously, the pirates came and robbed the shipment and killed them. And so, and while they're on the ship, there's a sniper starts shoots one of the twins, but then Master Skier, he goes on a rampage and totally kills this guy, like kills the fuck out of him, and like goes on a total rampage, and they're like, oh shit, this guy's losing it. So he's going to the dark side. He's got trauma, because I guess in this book, because he's in the Ladder of the Jedi book, there's a battle that takes place. He lost his arm in that battle.
Yeah, so it's got this on the cover that with
yeah,
one arm. Okay.
Yeah. He lost his arm and he's got trauma. So he hates these Nile pirates. And he's like, they must be killed and blah, 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 blah. Well, Keeves, his Padawan, goes and, tells, what's her name? Avar Kreese or whatever. Mm-hmm. The Marshal, the Jedi Marshal. She's basically like Charles Xavier. She's like a master Jedi, and she can like meditate and communicate with all the Jedi telepathically, kind of like Cerebro. But Keeve goes and tells her like, hey, my master is like losing it. And she's like, yeah, he's dealing with some trauma. Some shit happened in that battle. He lost his arm. He's not right in the head, blah, blah, blah. So basically they're teasing this guy is going to go to the dark side. But anyways, they find out that, this shipment of this crop that got robbed, they find out that there was like another planet that it was on. So they split up teams. They go to that planet and basically get ambushed. And one of the twins gets taken away, and it just ends there. So that was that story. And I'm digging this. I'm obviously this takes place after the Light of the Jedi book. But this next story, the IDW, which is, oh shit, let me get that up because I got that cover. Bring that up. So this is Star Wars High Republic Adventures, #1 from IDW. So it's their debut, And this, I think, happens before this book, because this has Yoda and some of his youngling Padawans. There's this thing in this story called the Great Disaster, where a ship in hyperspace wrecked, and it's going through hyperspace and blowing the wreckage is blowing through a bunch of planets and fucking them up. It's basically a meteor storm of space debris just coming through hyperspace and wrecking planets and stuff. And Yoda and his Padawans go to this planet to help out with the rescue. They're trying to evacuate the planet. On this planet, I can't remember her name. There is a young child who has force powers, but she hides them because on this planet, they don't like Jedi. And they think the force is like witchery and stuff like that. They think it's superstitious magic and evil and all that stuff. So they got no love for Jedi, but this girl is force sensitive, but she hides her powers. Anyways, Yoda and all the Padawans come down, and they're basically blocking the debris. They're force stopping the debris from destroying the planet. And at the end, this little Jedi or force sensitive child helps the Jedi, and they're like, "Oh my God, she's one of them. She's a Jedi. How could you?" And her best friend's like feels betrayed and shit. And this was a lot of fun. I usually the IDW Star Wars books, the art is a little. I'm not going to say it sucks because art. They can draw way better than I can. Right. But like the IDW books, they have like their stories are more. The art's more like stylized and cartoony and more lighthearted in a way, whereas they're not as gritty or as realistic like the main Marvel Star Wars books. You know what I'm saying? But I got to say, I really dug the art in this book. So, I dug this a lot. So both these books get 4 out of 5s. I'm digging this stuff. And I'm digging this book. I mean, like I said, I started reading it. It's all tying together. These characters are crossing over into the comics and stuff. And so that was quicker than I thought. I thought I was gonna ramble on a lot more, but yeah, that's the Eli Star Wars minute or a few minutes.
We're gonna make it a thing. I'm gonna make you a graphic for that. Oh man, that's what we got next. Let me expand this. Okay, so I don't know how I feel about this next one. Next what we're gonna do is another Future State book. Before we go to it, let's see what we got here. 616 man. I'm loving.
Yes,
yes.
I am loving the non-Skywalker stuff. Yes, get away from that story.
Right.
Yes, we've ran those stories into the ground. There's so many more places the Star Wars universe can go, and this is going to it. Because this is a frontier. This is before the Outer Rim was quote unquote discovered. So like that's the thing in this story is the hyperspace routes. It hasn't been. It's an unmapped territory. You know what I mean? So pirates are. There's no Jedi. I mean, there's no Sith. But these pirates, it's an outlaw territory. If you don't want to get that's why, and it still happens even in the Skywalker saga. The Outer Rim territories are where all the gangsters and the crime and all the the villainy shit, the scum and villainy is all in the Outer Rim.
And what I was hearing, like if George Lucas would have been charged of the new sequels, that would have been the main focus. Like he would have been more focused on those gangsters and stuff. So yeah, like this is an uncharted territory for the Republic. So I'm sure they're gonna deal with colonization and they're gonna deal with like Jedi aren't soldiers. They're just basically kind of like cops in a way. Now that I think about it. Trying to be soldiers was their downfall.
Yeah, they weren't meant to be so. They're keepers of the peace. They're just helping. They're rescuing. Like in this book that I'm about 100 pages in, and they're just rescuing people. They're rescuing from this. They call it the Great Disaster. Yeah, this ship in hyperspace. These hyperspace routes aren't mapped yet, so they're uncharted territories. And one crashes, and so it's basically a ship on fire going through hyperspace that's not stopping, not coming out of hyperspace, and it's coming and raining down. All the debris is raining down on the star system and taking out. They got to evacuate and all that stuff. So that's what's going on. But these comics are branching out from the novel.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm digging on it. I dig this shit.
All right. So, like I said, my last future. No, actually, it's not my last future state book. Shit. Oh, not even the last one of the night. Sorry, y'all. We're gonna do Superman #2. Like I said, technically, this is not Superman. It's Superman's son, Jonathan Kent. He's Superman of the future. So let's just get into this shit. Let's see what we got going on here. Add to the stream. Yeah. All right. So basically, last week we left off. He shrunk. Well, Brainiac, not Brainiac, but Brainiac's son or spawn of Brainiac shrunk Metropolis
2.0.
Yeah, whatever you want to call brain cells, what they call them. So he's flying out of the solar system and put Jonathan on the ship with him. So Jonathan's on the ship, can't get off. He's gonna free Metropolis right now. He's like, nah, I can't free them. Come save Metropolis. Like, saving them from who? I'm saving them from you. Because you're being so impatient, you're being so impulsive, you're putting these people at risk. Like, what do you think these going to happen to these people? You put them in this bottle, just protect them from me. He was like, you don't want to be scared me. Like, nah, I'm smarter than you, Jonathan. We both know that, And matter of fact, if your father would be disappointed in you. Matter of fact, let's ask him. And what Brainiac does he's created 4 clones of Superman, the original Superman, the OG Superman, Clark Kent, but they're all like from different eras. They got the like the World War II one. They got I don't know the Silver Age one. They even got one with a mullet, the one that fought Doomsday. So their face was stuff.
Their question.
Right,
Clark question.
Right, so they 5 ways to do it. So basically, said all the Superman are basically telling Jonathan, they just point him and just start fighting him. Jonathan fights him back. Oh, and Supergirl got beat up the last time. Reason she got beat because this brain cells has another, other than kryptonite, he has another radiation thing that can kill Kryptonians. And it's not just him. It's one of them other future state books also that people are looking forward to kill Kryptonians. So she found out that Brainiac is on like the outside of the solar system. She has her enlarging in big and red, whatever like that. She's gonna go find Jonathan, rescue him and rescue Metropolis, whatever. So she goes to space. Jonathan's beating the shit out of these supermen's. He's basically like, I'm beating the shit out of my dad. Just like therapy, shit like that, whatever you want to call it. But they actually start beating the shit out of him. And I don't know where this Superman came from. This Superboy. Anyway, fuck it, doesn't matter. Yeah, there we go. Superboy started beating the shit out of him. So he getting his ass whooped. But the thing is, brain cells has that. Now I don't really know what happened here. I think he's got like a bunch of energy of the whatever that shit is. It's not kryptonite, but it's like kryptonite. But he can just do anything he wants to. So he shoots Jonathan because it doesn't hurt him because he's not full Kryptonian. It doesn't affect him. So he uses that to kill his dads, all 4 of his clone dads, stuff like that. So for some reason, Brainiac goes back to normal. Jonathan takes Metropolis back to its spot, and he enlarges it. That's it. Oh, and also he apologizes to the city of Metropolis. He was like, my dad was the Superman of the universe and of the world, but me, I am going to be the Superman of Metropolis. I am just going to protect you, nobody else but you.
A friendly neighborhood Superman.
A friendly neighborhood Superman. That's basically what it is. So he's not going to be going all over the galaxy and fighting, other dark sides like that. I'm just basically like Batman.
I'm here for you.
Right. That's what he's saying. I'm the Superman of Metropolis. He's like, that's my Superman,
the Superman they need.
Superman saved my son. It's all heartwarming shit like that. Other shit happens. Don't care.
Is that it for this story?
No. It's like Batman. It's got a whole bunch of other bullshit stories.
No, I mean, is that like the last issue for this one? Like, does it end like?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a good question. I should ask. This guy
bot.
again.
You got a bot.
Another bot. Yeah, thanks bot for trying to steal our identity. So, what you got next?
What do I have next? Oh, should I get this Hulk shit out the way?
Let's do the Hulk shit. Yeah.
Let's do Immortal Hulk, number 43.
The controversial Hulk.
Yes. Do we want to talk about the bullshit first, or do we want to talk about the book first?
No, because I need context. So.
bullshit first or story first?
Story first, bullshit second.
Okay, so basically this is Joe Fixit. So what's going on? Yes, the Hulk, his personalities, they're all over the place. Some of them in hell. You got fucking Doc Samson. He's over in they're all looking for like the main Hulk. They're trying to find Branner, but he's in hell, all this stuff. So and then Joe Fixit, him and Savage Hulk, they're in New York. And this is basically a Joe Fixit centric story. He's wheeling and dealing, he's getting by, surviving on his street smarts, his hustling ways. He's picking pockets. He's, stealing credit cards. He's pretending to be, all these people and, pawning shit, pawning jewelry and just surviving on his own, his own wits. Meanwhile, we got the UFOs. The UFOs are getting ready to,
right.
they're looking for Banner. He's in hell. They don't know where he is, but they're like, they got a signal ready. Like anytime somebody turns into a Hulk, they pinpoint where he is and they'll be there, to intercept. And then we have Puck and what's his name? Bigfoot or Sasquatch.
Sasquatch, yeah.
Langowski and Doc Samson or whatever. They're all in the body and they're looking for Banner. They go to Shadow Base in Arizona, at the El Diablo base or whatever, and like maybe he's going to be there, but they got to sneak in. So they get Shaman. Yes, Shaman is in.
Now, has Shaman been in these books or he just?
No, I haven't seen Shaman probably since I was a kid. So yeah, there is a native in this book, and I was like, no shit. And you know what? He's not talking like a corny, fucking, new age, mythical or mystical, dude talking about Mother Earth and the four winds and
really, because that's his superpower.
He's not
That's
talking like
legit his superpower. That's what
he's not talking like that, and that was kind of refreshing. I'm like, sweet, he's talking like a regular dude. He's actually kind of funny. He's actually kind of cracking jokes, which I thought was kind of cool. So, anyways, they think they're looking for Hulk, and they're not finding him. Back to New York. We got Joe Fixit laying low. He doesn't give a shit about his. Like, the problem with Banner is he was like always trying to help people. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. I'm just, I'm out for myself. I actually helped him survive back in the day because of how I am. So I'm just going to lay low. No one knows who I am and shit. But then he sees some cops beating up a kid with a Hulk hoodie. And he's like, oh, crap. And he ends up turning into the Hulk and helps, saves the kid from police brutality, And then the UFO show up because somebody turned into the Hulk, and they know when that happens. So that's where it says to be continued. Really cool story. I really dug, getting into Joe Fixit's head. Thought that was cool. But a bunch of bullshit happened. This was a very controversial issue. I didn't even notice this until the internet told me to be mad.
The internet notices everything, anything past them.
Yeah, apparently. So there's a scene where Joe Fixit goes and pawns a necklace, like pawns some jewelry, and the story is called Cronenberg's Jewelry. Now, Cronenberg that's actually a David Cronenberg reference, who directed The Fly and, a bunch of that Videodrome, all that body horror, Scanners and The Brood, Rabid, all the body horror from the 80s that this current Immortal Hulk run is actually referencing. So it was like kind of I did notice that, Cronenberg Jewelry. That's a cool little Easter egg for horror fans. But it turns out the way jewelry was spelled, they didn't have the L. So it said Jewery. And then
Oh.
there was a Star of David. So
First off, who drew this?
I guess he's a Brazilian artist, and people lost their shit, called it anti-Semitic, called it racist. Also, it's backwards, so they really had to look hard to notice. Like
Right. All it takes is one person, and then it just catches.
Yeah,
on.
he came out and apologized, saying it was he misspelled it. But that should have been it. But I guess it's the internet. They went back and did some detective work and found that he made some transphobic comments and some like other misogynistic comments years ago.
Oh my God.
So that's happening. So, I don't know. Did he purposely leave the L out of jewelry?
It's too many
I don't know.
coincidences. That's the thing. And my thing is,
or
Marvel
is he-
has so many Jewish creators there. How do they let this shit keep sliding by? That's what I don't understand. Like
Yeah,
with the
what was
X-Men
that one?
Rosenberg
X-Men?
is Jewish. Yeah.
Yeah, X-Men Blue or whatever. Remember that one guy? The one,
Right.
yeah.
All this stuff in there because Kitty Pryde
So-
is Jewish in there, so he made stuff about her and all kind of stuff.
Like, I don't know. I legitimately think it was probably a mistake because I didn't notice it.
I don't
And-
think so, Eli. I don't think so.
But whatever. But hey, all that bullshit outshined it. There's a native in this book.
Right. But no, now we got to cancel the whole book.
But yeah, you just can't get a break. We just can't get a break.
Right. Put a name in the book will get canceled. It's just that, just how it is.
Yeah, this book is racist, even though it has a Native American in it, finally.
Right. Oh, man.
So other than that, the book is, I'm still digging Immortal Hulk's one of my favorite books right now. It's still get a 4 out of 5, despite the bullshit that, happened. So, yeah.
Gotta get another artist. It'll be fine. So, yeah. Another Future State book I got. Okay. I had to pick it. Like I said, I'm not doing a whole Future State thing. Let's see. Holy shit, welcome to the Castle Society, Mr. Artist Man. Whatever his name is. Like I said, we don't know who this guy is. We probably will never know who this guy is. Doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure not a guy that's been working with Marvel for a while. So, but yeah, what do we got here? So we got Harley Quinn. Let's see how we're gonna go with this one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. I don't think I got it. Oh well, doesn't matter. Does not matter. Anyway, it's Harley Quinn. Who cares? The book starts off with, and I remember how last time, basically like a Silence of the Lambs type thing, where Harley Quinn is like giving Scarecrow information on how to catch the Arkham criminals and shit like that. So anyway, the book opens up. Some dude down there, he gets poisoned, and he gets poisoned by Black Mask. Black Mask didn't poison him. He just made him like stand still where he can't move. So Black Mask cut his face off, basically. So yeah, it's a cool visual too. How he put it, you can kind of see the knife going to his face, and then you cut away, and then you just see the champagne spill. And then Harley Quinn is wearing wearing a fake mask the next day, basically saying how the guy's face been chopped off, and basically, Scarecrow is like, okay, Harley Quinn, tell me how to find Black Mask. He's like, okay, Black Mask is easy to find. I can tell you how to find them because the False Face Society, they all get these masks and bulk stuff like that. All the Gotham criminals, stuff like that, get their stuff from the same place. Just go to this warehouse. Boom, it's on the docks. They're like, that's it? Yeah, that's it. Just go there and you find them, and that's it. But of course, Scarecrow is scared of Black Mask. So he starts freaking out. He was like, I can't be scared. I can't be scared. And so what he starts doing, matter of fact, he's talking to the mask the whole time. Let me see if I can find that. He's talking to the mask saying, I can't be scared of Black Mask. I am a mask. What should I do? Because he knows he wears a mask. He freak out. Somebody walks in on him. He's like, wait, what are you doing? Like, get the fuck out. Because he's talking to the Scarecrow mask. He's freaking out, shit like that. So basically the plan is he's going to use Harley Quinn as bait. She's going to go out there to the dock and pretend like she's like she's free and she's just coming to Black Mask, like becoming recruits like that. Matter of fact, I love the art in this shit. Even though the panels are like too close together and shit like that, but I love the art on it because they got the anime style on it.
Yeah.
But she's just like,
well, that's the thing. They're cramming so much shit into these
Right. They just span it out. Let it breathe a little. They did the same thing with the last panel. But anyway, Harley Quinn's just like, I want to join your gang. She's like, you think I'm stupid? I know they set you up. I know they brought you out here. And then you can hear the voice in the background roaming. You fear me. I know all your fears and all the shit like that. So all the Black Mask goons, they get, fear toxined. Oh, I can feel this. It's on my skin. It's all around me, man. But, Black Mask got filters on shit like that. He like, Crane, I know you're here. So Crane pops up in full Scarecrow bat, even though, being a villain is illegal. He shows up, you show no fear, and all stuff like that. But before he can do that, I'm trying to see if I can get to it. Yeah. Bam. Harley Quinn knocks out Scarecrow with the baseball bat. So he's done. And then Black Mask's like, well, thanks. Don't mention it. And then while he's thanking him, she smacks Black Mask's mask, but it doesn't knock him out. What it does is crack his mask. So now his filter is gone. Harley Quinn puts on the mask herself, and she starts fierce toxing him. So now he's knocked out. And then that's when the magistrate comes in and arrests everybody. And so Scarecrow's arrested, Black Mask arrested. She's like, Harley Quinn, I'll get you next time. So he's pissed off that, Harley Quinn basically, outsmarted him, And the book ends with Harley Quinn walking down an alleyway with Scarecrow mask on. She's like, oh, this shit smell like pee or some shit, I hate masks anyway. Throws in the trash can, the end. That's it. So that is the Harley Quinn book. I like the art. Some of it is just a little bit too cramped. I kind of like the Silence of the Lambs feel that the book was going for, but overall it was, here and there. Just another future state book. Nothing going to change my life. It was there. So, yeah. Shoot, what else you got?
Should I do Maniac of New York?
Go for it. Let's see. Oh, before we go, let's see what we got. Detective Harley Quinn. Yeah, kind of like a Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter type Harley Quinn. She doesn't eat people, but still. You said, what is that? Maniac Cop? What was
that? Maniac of New York.
Oh, that one. Yeah, okay. Let's see. We need to do a review on that one day. Maniac Cop. Not
Maniac Cop. Those movies are great.
I mean, what, like 3, 4 of them?
There was a few of them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's funny. Like in this day and age, those you'd think those movies would be a little bit more popular.
Well, nah, because when they get canceled, I'm pretty sure some fucked up shit happened that would get Maniac Cop canceled nowadays.
Well, the 80s, yeah, there's some.
You couldn't get away with this shit now.
Yeah. So this is Maniac of New York, #1 from Aftershock. This is a horror slasher comic with a political commentary.
Okay.
So basically, this is in New York on New Year's Eve in 2016. A maniac slasher named Henry, Psycho Henry or whatever his name is. He went on a murdering rampage in Times Square during the New Year's Eve ball.
Okay, before we go further, this is not based on true story, is it?
No.
Okay, I had to ask.
No.
Okay.
So he hacked up 100 people in the crowd, killed a bunch of cops, and terrorized the city. And he can't be killed. He is a slasher. He's like Jason Voorhees or Michael Mike. He can't be killed. So he went on this murderous rampage, New Year's Eve, 2016. And here we are 4 years later. And the city is just dealing with it. The city is just dealing with this slasher that just gets away with killing. They can't do anything about it. They can't kill him. They can't catch him. They have these Henry warnings or whatever. They're like, hey, there's been a sighting, a psycho sighting. Watch out. Don't be in that area. And every time somebody gets killed by him, oh, well, why were they walking outside at night? They victim blame. It's all the victim's fault. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims. So basically, it's this whole, the city and the mayor, they just sweep this problem under the rug, and this it becomes the new normal. It's just another problem that they don't, that they refuse to deal with, like a bunch of problems in today's society, They lack the resources or to deal with it. They just go along with everything, and then it deals with this new cop that's assigned to the Maniac Task Force, which is basically really ain't anything. There's nobody really working in that area except one cop who doesn't give a shit. And they sort of team up together. And it turns out that this cop's husband, her husband was killed by the Maniac way before the massacre on New Year's Eve. So we're going into something, in slasher movies, there's always some sort of event that happened like years ago. And then on the anniversary of that, of the event, the slasher returns and goes on a murderous rampage. It's a trope in all these slasher movies. And that's what basically we're referring to here. So it's cool. I like the idea. It does have this social commentary about how, the government just sweeps shit under the rug and doesn't really deal with a problem. Just kind of lets it go on and it becomes the new norm. Oh, it's another terrorist. It's like a terrorist threat, or gun violence or whatever. Or, instead of dealing with the problem, they just sort of put a Band-Aid on it and go on about their business and let the people suffer. So I like that political commentary that it had. My only gripe is we don't get any kill scenes. We don't get to see anybody. We don't get to see any blood or gore. So that's a big no-no for a slasher story.
Right.
That's like why you watch a slasher movie. Why you watch a Friday the 13th movie is to see people get killed in very creative ways. And we don't get any of that in this. So I was like, damn. Because there's a scene where they're on a subway. At the end of the book, there's a subway and a bunch of people are on the subway. Yeah, there's unmanned subways now. There's so get on the subway at your own risk, basically.
No one can hear you scream.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of people on the subway, and then he shows up and, murders everybody on the train, but you don't get to see it. You just see like the door opening, and that's it, to be continued. So I'm like, how are you going to have a slasher movie with no kill scenes? That's where I'm on the fence. I like the idea. I like the story, but it's lacking the blood. And yeah, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5,
Okay.
Cause I want to like it more. Like I want to like this. Like it's a cool idea. It's just, you got to give me the beef, man. You got to give me the gore, the blood, the kills, that's what makes a slasher movie. So PG-13 horror, fuck that shit, So yeah.
All right, so let's see what I got. Okay, this is my last book I got. Don't think it's gonna be my best, but you already know what I'm gonna do. This is going to be this is King and Black. No, that's not King.
Oh, damn, I forgot about. Yeah, we didn't do this yet.
Venom, we got to do Venom. So this is Venom. We are Venom. Venom number 33. Eli, how many more before Venom is done? Like, because I think Donnie Case is leaving the book, right?
I don't even know, man.
I think so. I think when the King and Black thing is over, I think this is it.
Okay.
Like, yeah, but I don't know, because this is the story he's been building to since forever. So it's based on the book. Like I said, it's a King and Black tie-in. What's going on right now is that Spider-Man is basically saying, because Eddie is dead, or at least everybody thinks Eddie's dead, or Eddie is dead actually.
He's in Black Hell or Venom Hell.
Red Hell. Yeah.
Red Hell. Yeah.
some hell. Yeah. Noel put him there. Noel is the big bad dude supposed to make Thanos look like a little Cabbage Patch Kid. He's the one fucking everybody up. Spider-Man telling him, you ain't gotta fight Dylan. Dylan is Eddie's son, supposed to have all the
I did like this speech Spider-Man gave him.
Right, it was heartfelt. He was like, because they always say you're the only one who can do this, but we always get out of this weird shit. People always show up. They always say they're gonna destroy the world. We always get out of it.
Yeah. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I know you're scared. You're a kid. You're in over your head. You don't have to do this. If you're scared, it's okay, and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Richard, he's a smart guy, and he's just like, no, I need to hit something.
Yeah, so fuck this.
Did this happen in King of Black 3? So it's kind of like a flashback. Well, not a flashback. So basically, it felt like this book took place before King of Black 3. Because I remember him saying that.
He didn't do it. Like they went and got him, but Dylan didn't get to do anything yet.
No. He was fucking people up. He was fucking Null up. So
yeah, but not like taking the people, like taking the symbiotes away.
He
like
did.
He was.
Yeah, he did. I remember that because we'll get to that in a second. So before we get to that, so the main part of the story, like I said, is Eddie Brock. We got Agent Venom, Flash Thompson, and your guy Rex. You gotta hit me up that one. Rex
Strickland.
Rex Strickland. Okay. So like I said, they all been venomized. Everybody here has been venom, and they're here. And Flash Thompson's like, you saved me. I'm here. I'm gonna protect you and stuff like that. Eddie's like, man, you're the real Venom. You're the real hero. I was only like your backup guy while you did this shit. He was like, nah, man, you're the real Venom. You're the hero. You can run with Cap. You can run with Spider-Man. All those guys like that. You can do what they do. And while they go, he can feel it like that's what he can feel. Dylan, his son, fucking up Null and doing shit because this shit happened in the last book. That shit where he started like unnullify. They call them nullified. And it's not venomized, it's nullified. I realized that. They catchphrased it. So he's unnullifying these people. So they're becoming heroes again. And that's when, they can feel him going back up to the surface and shit like that. And then Flash, I can feel him returning. Go get him, Cap. Because Flash, you can tell Flash is like the hero of this book. But Venom, that's when all the Dylan doing all the crazy shit, all these wormholes start popping up like in the red hell like that, and they go to the middle, which is called the God Hive. Let's see if I can get there. Yeah, the God Hive is what they call it. So that's like the main central hub, like the brain of Null, whatever it is, where everybody's at, And basically what they see is that they see all the symbiotes in the cage because since Dylan is fucking so much shit on the surface, they get loose, so he has to cage them. Otherwise, they just run around, just cause havoc all over the place. So Eddie comes with a plan that, if we can go down there and we can free those cages, we might can absorb some of it. We can get connected with them and we may have enough to, affect Null. But then they realize if they do that, Null is going to know they're down and he's going to know their position. So Flash, like I said, being the hero, he's like, I'll do it. I'll sacrifice myself. I'm Flash Thompson, looking like a hero and shit. So he goes down there. And I like this shit right there. He just goes down there like a fucking...
Like Spawn?
Like, yes,
this
exactly.
is totally
like
Spawn.
Like Spawn. I didn't think I've seen this before.
This is totally Spawn. They're in hell, the different levels of hell,
right?
And he
blasts his shit.
He goes and takes out a bunch of fucking hell spawns or symbiotes.
Same thing. And then one of them takes his arm off. He's
yeah.
like, oh fuck. He's like shit. But he was like, what would Flash do with 10 seconds left on the clock? He's going back to his old football, basketball days like that. Throws a grenade. Because that's why he came down to destroy that shit anyway. So he got some. He got them. And then the symbiotes are going crazy, and they absorb into him. In the Flash. And then when they absorb in the Flash, he becomes a dragon.
Yeah.
So all the symbiotes that are free absorb into Agent Venom in the Flash, and he becomes a dragon. And he's like, yeah, we did it. We freed him. And he said he thinks he can feel his symbiote. The symbiote we always know. He said he can feel him. But then Rex turns into Null. Because he knows where they are. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Null can it's like the Matrix where Null can use another symbiote to portal.
Because they're all tied into the same network or whatever.
Yeah.
So since because he knows where they are instead of going for Flash, he went for Eddie.
And it's not really hell. They're basically in the hive mind or whatever.
Right.
Of Null, where all the symbiotes go when they die.
If you want to be symbolic.
Yeah, it's hell.
Metaphorical. It's a metaphor.
It's Venom hell. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, that story. Like I said, I just pick up the Venom books because I know that Danny Cates is weaving this one tale where everything is one story. So you got to read this stuff.
Yeah. And you're right. Dylan I just got the last King in Black issue. Yes, Dylan did run out with Wolverine and Spider-Man, and they were fucking up a bunch of symbiotes. But then Thor came. That's when Thor came down and all that shit. And there was that fight with Thor.
Right.
But yeah, I think what they meant in this, what Spider-Man was getting at, because they were going to go against Null this time. Where last time they were just out there fighting the Venom.
Random dragons.
Yeah, this is like, we're going against Null now. Do you want to? You can sit this out if you want. And Dylan's like, hell no, let's do this.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm booked out. I got nothing else. So
All right, I'll do Redemption #1 from ADW. Is that what it's called? Yeah,
Cool.
ADW Upshot. This is Mike Diodato Jr. So the art is dope. And Christopher. This is the same team that did Bad Mother that I read a few months back. Same team. So basically, this is like Mad Max and Fistful of Dollars in the future. It's a Western town run by this evil baron that kind of looks like Lance Henriksen. He's like a total religious asshole, like, evangelical Christian. There's a wall around the town. This takes place in some dystopian future. There's a wall around the town, and he rules with this like religious fist. And they're basically they're about to execute this doctor who gave an abortion to an underage rape victim.
whoa. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not for kids.
Right.
And so they call, they're trying to save this doctor. They end up calling this gunslinger who looks like Linda Hamilton from Terminator 2. She's like this badass gunslinger out in the desert, and she's gonna come and kick ass. So that's basically what it is. It's just an intro to this world and this story. And Linda Hamilton, or whoever this like cowboy gunslinging futuristic Mad Max chick, she's like she like fucking like gunslinging motherfuckers out. So it's a futuristic dystopian Western. So I thought it was dope. The art, it's Mike Diodato, so the art was dope. This is a 4 out of 5. These ADW books have been pretty cool. If you're, don't want to go by that baby stuff superhero shit. Like what Alan Moore said, superheroes are for kids and shit. This ain't for kids.
Right. No Spider-Man in this one. So, let's see. Anything else?
That's all. I read a bunch of. I read that new Avengers and shit. And
did you? I passed on it.
With the Phoenix Force, there's natives in it. I got to read it because there's like Echo and American Eagles in it.
Oh yeah. Who won between American Eagle and Luke Cage?
I don't know. American Eagle's still in there.
Okay, maybe it's because
like Echo and Submariner were fighting, and then he used sharks and all this shit, and then put her in some weird fucking thing, and then they're like Shang-Chi. They're saying Shang-Chi should have the Phoenix Force. That's basically what they do. Who instead of fighting over it, let's decide who should have the Phoenix Force and who could control the Phoenix Force. Right. And they're saying the Shang-Chi could do it because
pure.
All that shit, because he had that darkness with his dad or whatever. But now they're saying that the Phoenix Force might be Thor's mom. So there's that big revelation. Oh, okay. Yeah. Got to read that shit, yo.
I don't know if I should. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to read it or not. Because
Phoenix Force is Thor's mom. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I am your mother.
Yeah. I read that. I read that Snake Eyes that Liefeld's doing. What else did I read? I read a ton of shit. Oh, Hellions. Hellions is still cool. Still reading Hellions. That was a lot of fun still. But yeah, that's all I'll talk about. So.
Cool. Okay. Last thing I want to get on, I should have did this early in the beginning of the show when I should have. Like I said, next week is going to be Valentine's Day because I know people listen to this podcast.
Is it already? Damn.
Almost, yeah. But
it's the 8th. Holy shit, yeah.
Yeah, so by the time we record next time, Valentine's Day will already be over with. So, like I said, I'm gonna leave y'all with some love advice, or at least some advice if you're shooting your shot.
Don't send dick pics.
Don't send dick pics. That's rule number 1. Don't send dick pics. Hold on, let me see. We got before we go to it. Let's see. Shang-Chi is getting popular.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Marvel, they're putting him over if you watch wrestling. But back to what I was saying with Valentine's Day. Like I said, don't send dick pics. Number 1. Number 2, if anything you send, any kind of gifts, any kind of flowers, any kind of cancer like that, do not label it from a secret admirer. Don't do that shit. Reason because she's going to think it's from the person she wanted to be from, and he's not going to tell her any different. He's going to reap the rewards of your hard work. So don't do what I did, basically. Yeah, like I said, we'll come back next week. We'll talk about some other crazy shit, some more WandaVision, some more comics, some more video games, some more Army Hammer eating people. I don't know. So, yeah. Yeah, until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
WandaVision. WandaVision.